Okay, so buckle up a little bit because today we are diving into One Good Turn.
Okay.
This is a science fiction short story by Edward H. Parks,
Mm-hmm.
and it really, really got me thinking. And it's not just about spaceships and aliens.
Right. Yeah.
It really goes into some really big questions about life and extinction and even what kind of legacy we leave behind.
Yeah. And, it does all of that just by looking at this one seemingly small action
Right.
and exploding its consequences across millions of years.
Yeah.
And it's a fictional look at, what scientists call the butterfly effect.
Right.
Like this idea that even the tiniest change can ripple out to create huge changes down the line.
Totally. So picture this. You're Michael. You're an astronaut.
Okay.
You are stranded on a lifeless planet light years from home.
Okay.
And your ship, the Neil Armstrong, is nothing but wreckage. And the story doesn't let you forget. The blood smear on the airlock hatch,
Right.
the way he frantically searches for survivors, it's bleak.
Yeah, it really highlights just the situation that Michael is facing. Like he's staring down his own mortality.
Oh, yeah.
Resources dwindling, no hope of rescue.
Right.
It's in those moments you see what someone's made of.
Okay, so what does Michael do?
Yeah, what does he do?
He pulls out a fish tank.
Of all things.
Of all the things to bring on a spaceship.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of endearing.
It's kind of sweet.
But also makes you wonder about this guy, right?
Yeah, well, it's a detail that could easily be overlooked.
Right.
But it really becomes so central to the story's themes of hope and legacy.
Yeah.
In the face of this vast and different universe, Michael brings a tiny piece of life with him.
Right.
It's like, it makes you ask, what do we carry with us even into the unknown?
Yeah, I like that. So this planet Michael's on is described as having oceans, continents, even a kind of Mediterranean sea area.
Okay.
But it's completely dead. No plants, no animals, nothing.
And that's where the story cleverly parallels our own planet's history.
Okay.
We take life on Earth for granted. But you go back billions of years ago, it was a lifeless rock, too.
Mm-hmm.
And it took these incredibly specific circumstances, this delicate balance for life to even emerge.
Totally.
And one good turn makes us consider just how fragile that spark is.
So Michael, facing this dead planet, makes an interesting choice. He could give up, right?
Right, of course.
Instead, he takes his aquarium fish and releases them into a lagoon.
Wow.
It's like, what else can he do?
Right, it's all he's got.
But it's still a choice.
And that accurate, releasing a few fish onto a lifeless planet that becomes his one good turn.
Right.
It's his way of leaving something positive behind in this desolate place.
Yeah.
And what's more, it makes us, the readers, question our responsibility to life even when facing our own mortality.
Wow.
It's a big question tucked into this small action. It's like he's planting a seed, but instead of like a forest, it's hope he's trying to grow.
And that's where the story makes this incredible jump.
Yeah.
Hundreds of millions of years into the future. Humanity is gone, but the planet,
Yeah.
well, let's just say things have changed.
Things have changed, and the story flips the script on us.
Right.
Instead of humans going out and finding a new world,
Right.
an alien spaceship shows up at this transformed Earth. They've got this double helix symbol on their hull, and they are looking for planets to colonize something that we imagine ourselves doing someday, right?
Right. Totally.
So we're seeing Earth through their eyes now.
It's a total role reversal.
Yeah.
What I wasn't expecting was how the aliens react to finding Earth lifeless.
Right.
They almost expect it.
Yeah.
Like they've seen this before, that civilizations rise and fall, and extinction is just part of the cycle.
And doesn't that resonate with some of our anxieties today?
Yeah.
Climate change, the threat of nuclear war, all these ways that we could be the cause of our own downfall.
Right.
It's like Parks is holding up a mirror to our own fears.
Yeah.
Making us wonder if we're doomed to repeat the mistakes of this long-gone civilization.
You mentioned anxieties, and that's where I got really hooked.
Okay.
Because these aliens, they do find something that shakes them.
Oh.
Evidence that Earth was once home to an advanced civilization that wiped itself out,
Right.
that hits a little too close to home.
It does. And it's here that all these little details that Parks has been weaving in start to come together.
Right.
The aliens find the wreckage of Michael's civilization on the moon.
Oh, wow.
This silent testament to a past catastrophe.
Yeah.
And then comes the big reveal.
Oh, it's sad.
These aliens evolved from aquatic life that originated on Earth.
What, you mean
Yeah.
Michael's fish?
The story strongly implies it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It doesn't come right out and say it.
Okay.
But think back to those oxygen bubbles constantly rising in Michael's fish tank.
Great.
That foreshadows the oxygenation of the planet's atmosphere.
Oh,
A vital step for complex life to evolve.
yeah.
It's subtle, but it's there.
And then there's the alien captain when he says, life always deserves a chance. That's almost word for word what Michael was thinking when he released his fish.
Totally.
It's like this direct link across millions of years.
Yeah.
Connecting those two seemingly insignificant acts.
That's exactly it, and that's what makes the story so powerful.
Yeah.
It uses these small details to draw this incredible connection.
Right.
Michael's one good turn, this tiny act of hope, ends up sparking the evolution of an entirely new intelligent species.
Wow.
That eventually reaches for the stars.
It makes you think about the unintended consequences of our actions.
Totally.
How even the smallest ripple can have a huge impact on the grand scheme of things.
For sure.
It's a lot to process. So we've got these aliens potentially descended from Michael's fish coming back to a lifeless Earth.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's not just a feel-good story about some cosmic reunion.
Right.
There's something bigger here, something that goes beyond just the plot.
Definitely One Good Turn isn't just about a single act echoing through time.
Right.
It's about the scale of our impact on the world. Every decision, every action we take, no matter how small it is, has the potential to ripple outward in ways we can't even grasp.
It's like that saying, no man is an island. But this story takes it to a whole other level.
Totally.
It's cosmic.
Yeah.
It's not just how we impact other people,
Right.
but the planet, the course of evolution.
Yeah, it's almost too much to think about.
It is, and here's the kicker. We can't always predict or control those consequences.
Right.
Michael didn't release those fish thinking they'd lead to a new intelligent species.
Of course not.
He did it as an act of hope in a hopeless situation.
Exactly.
That's what gets me. What if he had picked a different spot for that makeshift aquarium?
Right.
What if those exact fish hadn't adapted to that lagoon?
Yeah.
The story leaves that open, doesn't it?
It does.
Makes you think about all those little turning points in history that led to us being here.
And that's what makes One Good Turn more than just a sci-fi story.
Yeah.
It reminds us that we're all part of this vast web stretching across time, and our choices matter even if we don't see the impact right away.
So as we're wrapping up this deep dive, the question that sticks with me is this.
Okay.
What are the butterfly effects happening in our lives right now?
Yeah.
What seemingly small actions have we taken that might have huge consequences down the line?
It's a question worth asking ourselves.
It really is. And maybe even more importantly, what one good turn, however small, can we do today?
Yeah.
Something that might echo out beyond our own lifetimes.
Who knows what might grow from that?
This has been an incredible deep dive. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
My pleasure.
Really appreciate it.